Have you ever looked into a mirror and, for just a split second, felt like your reflection wasn't moving quite the same way as you? Maybe a blink was a little too late, or a smile was a little too early. Most of us just shrug it off, chalking it up to imagination. But what if your reflection really wasn't you? This is the mysterious and chilling real story of the doppelganger in the mirror, a case that still baffles psychologists, paranormal investigators, and even police to this day. Our story begins in 2011, when a woman named Clara Reeves moved into a quiet old apartment in Baltimore. It was a small one-bedroom space, nothing special, except for one thing, the bathroom mirror. It was large, old, and built directly into the wall, looking like it had been there since the building was first constructed back in the early 1900s. Clara was a photographer, and she often worked late at night developing film in her bathroom. That's when she first noticed something strange. One evening, as she leaned closer to the mirror to wash her face, she said her reflection blinked a second too late. It was subtle, but she felt it. That uneasy chill crawling up her spine. She laughed it off at first, thinking she was just exhausted from work, but then it started happening more often. Sometimes her reflection would smile faintly when she wasn't smiling. Other times it seemed to move even before she did. She began recording videos on her phone, trying to prove to herself that it was all in her head. But whenever she played the videos back, the reflection always seemed perfectly normal. That is, until one night. It was around 2:45 a.m. Clara had just finished editing photos on her laptop and went into the bathroom. She glanced at the mirror and froze. Her reflection was standing completely still. She waved her hand, nothing. She tilted her head, nothing. Then, the reflection smiled, a wide, unsettling grin. Clara said her body went numb with fear. The reflection raised its hand and placed it flat against the glass, but her own hand hadn't moved an inch. Then, slowly, the reflection began to tilt its head in the opposite direction of hers. She dropped her phone in shock, and when she looked up again, the reflection was normal, perfectly mimicking her every move. Terrified, Clara contacted her landlord the next morning and asked about the apartment's history. The landlord hesitated before saying something truly odd. "You were the first tenant in that unit in 15 years. The last one, well, she didn't exactly leave." He explained that back in 1996, a young woman named Laura Stein had lived in that same apartment and was found dead in that very bathroom. There were no signs of a struggle. The police report noted the mirror had been shattered, seemingly from the inside. They ruled it a suicide, but there was no weapon, no note, and strangely, no fingerprints on any of the broken shards of glass. After learning this, Clara couldn't sleep. She started covering the mirror with a sheet before she went to bed, but every morning when she woke up, the sheet would be on the floor, neatly folded, and one morning she found something written on the glass in what looked like condensation. "Let me out." She immediately called the police. When they arrived, they checked for intruders, but the apartment was locked from the inside. The writing had already faded, but they found something else behind the mirror. When they removed the heavy antique mirror from the wall, they discovered a small, hidden crawl space. Inside it, they found another mirror, facing backward, and a collection of old photographs of the previous tenant, Laura Stein. In one of the photos, Laura was standing in front of that same mirror, and her reflection had a faint, distorted grin that didn't match her actual expression. Experts tried to explain what Clara was experiencing. Some suggested it was stress-induced hallucination, or pareidolia, the tendency for our brains to see patterns and faces where there are none. But the maintenance worker who helped remove the mirror swore on his life that he saw his own reflection keep smiling long after he'd turned away. Clara moved out just a few days later, too frightened to spend another night there. But here's where the story gets really disturbing. Months after she left, the new tenant, a man named Eric, began posting online about weird mirror glitches in his apartment. In one forum post, he even joked, "My reflection looks like it wants to kill me." 3 weeks after that post, Eric disappeared. His phone and wallet were found in the bathroom, and on the mirror were 2 identical misty handprints. The apartment has been empty ever since. The landlord sealed it off completely, claiming the building needed renovation. But locals say that at night, if you walk past that floor, you can sometimes see a faint light flickering in the bathroom window, and sometimes, just sometimes, you can see a figure standing motionless behind the glass. So next time you stare at your reflection for a little too long, and something feels off, don't ignore it. Maybe it's not just your imagination. Maybe it's your other self, the one that's been waiting patiently on the other side of the mirror. Thanks for watching, and if you have your own creepy stories you'd like to share, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more mysteries. Stay safe out there.